Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Well, today we're doing something completely different. We are going to be hauling some freight. Oh yeah, we're going to be hauling freight, not in trucks but in an aeroplane. It's something that I've been thinking about for a while. We have a good airline going with Jet-in Airways. Should we have a freight department? Should we start hauling freight? Most airlines have a freight division. And it's easy money. It's cash all the way to the bank. You don't have to worry about terminal fees or bookings. Don't have to worry about cabin crews and food and catering. It's just money all the way to the bank. And that's why I'm thinking maybe we should have at least one plane in the fleet carrying heavy cargo. Short distance, long distance, doesn't matter. And I think a cargo division is something Jet-in Airways should seriously look at. So today I've jacked up a flight between Atlanta International and Tampa. And I've made the flight plan. It's a new plan. I'm not sure how good it is, but I'm going to test it out today. And of course we've got a lot of freight to shift today. It is a trial flight for us really, to see if we enjoy. All comes down to what you enjoy doing. If I enjoy hauling the freight, and if I enjoy flying this huge aeroplane that is going to carry our heavy freight, if it's something that I enjoy doing and it's okay to do, then we can look at getting one of these Boeing 737s painted for Jet-in Airways. It is a beautiful plane. The 747s are not so much used now for passengers, but they are still used a lot for carrying freight. And they're not so expensive now. A lot of airlines are trying to get rid of them or selling them off. So we can pick one up at a pretty good bargain basement price. And we can hopefully get it painted in Jet-in Airways. And we can start hauling freight from city to city, or even international freight would be quite excellent. Now this is the default 747. I'm thinking it's a bit like the 787 that we flew in our other video. It is beautifully rendered, just beautifully modeled. And it's the only 747 we have in Flight Simulator 2020. And it's going to be a heck of a long time before we have anything else, I would imagine. PDMG may do one for Flight Simulator 2020, but that is going to be a long way away. Okay, first they're going to do the 737 600, then they're going to do the 737 800 or the 900, then they possibly will do the 737 MAX, and then they might look at some other planes, but that's going to be a long way away, guys. So this default 747 is all we've got, and I've got to say it is a beautiful model. It is just modeled and rendered absolutely beautiful. Look at the textures on those engines. They are just stunning. The leading edge on the wings, around the window frames there, the landing gear. It is another plane, I believe, in the default group of Flight Sim 2020 that has just been overlooked because it's a default aeroplane. The big time YouTubers don't want to fly them. They say, oh, it's a default aeroplane, it's not study level, I don't want to fly it. But guys, you're overthinking it, okay? You've lost it. If you have fun flying a particular plane, default plane, a study level plane, doesn't matter, a hill of beans. What makes a good plane is something that you enjoy flying, okay? I'm not a study level kind of person. If the plane looks beautiful, I like the look of it, and I enjoy flying it, well, that's it. That's good enough for me. I'm going to have fun flying it. And in my opinion, the 747 is just absolutely gorgeous. I really like it. And of course the other thing is you can do all your flight plan in the flight plan menu, which is really cool, really easy to do. And you can get up and fly, okay, without having a lot of study level experience in 747s. But it is just beautiful. It's a beautiful plane. Okay, so we don't have one in Jet-in Airway colors. If we really get into hauling freight and we really enjoy this and we really want one, I'll have to have a quiet talk in Jonathan's ear because he's a very, very busy boy. And you never know, one day, we might end up with a 747 painted in Jet-in Airways livery. Okay, so I have done the flight plan already. I'll show you the flight plan in case you want to take a screenshot or you'd like to jot down the waypoints and fly along with us and do the same route. Okay, we're going from Atlanta, KATL. These are our waypoints here. And we're on our way to Tampa. Now you can see my departure out here. And then I've got another screenshot of our arrival, which I will show you here. So you can see these waypoints as well. These are the waypoints for our arrival, if you'd like to take a screenshot of those or write that down. As you can see, we can come along here from Atlanta, do a big loop round to the left and come in for a nice ILS approach. That's what I'm hoping. If things don't go according to plan, I will do a manual approach and a manual landing. I have no problem with that. In fact, that's what most professional pilots do. They very rarely ever do an automatic landing, very rarely ever do an ILS landing. Most of the time, you see those big birds come in, they're all doing the hand approach and the hand landing. And you say, why? Well, it's quite easy, really. They need to keep their skills sharp. And that's the only way they can really keep their landing and their approach skills very, very sharp, and that's by doing it every single day. If they got lazy and just did ILS approaches and landings all the time, if the situation arose where they couldn't use the ILS, then they'd be very, very rusty and a little bit unstable or unsure. So they always do the manual approach, manual landing, even in those big birds, to keep their skills absolutely sharp. Okay, there's a lot of skill involved. And they have a bit of a pride between the pilots. All the pilots, they have a little bit of pride at stake here on making sure that they do a very nice approach and landing, okay? And if a pilot doesn't, well, the other pilots find out about it or someone sees it. So there's a little bit of pride at stake. They really pride themselves on being able to do beautiful manual approach and landing. And that's why I've tried to do manual approach and landings at times, because I am the worst pilot ever. I'm a dodgy pilot. I need a lot of work on it. So I'm happy to do it. But if I can, I like to do ILS approaches as well. So let's have a go. Here's our waypoints. If you stick those into your FMC, if you're flying another plane, flying an X-plane, for example, you can put these waypoints into your FMC. Or if you're flying the 737-700, these waypoints go into the FMC. Okay, so let's head up to the cockpit and get things started on this big adventure of flying the Boeing 747 Queen of the Skies. Now, welcome to the flight deck, everyone, and I've got to say it is very, very easy to sort of feel intimidated. It is very easy to feel a bit daunted when you look at the cockpit of this beautiful Queen of the Skies, because look at the panel there. It is unbelievable. It is incredible. So it really is quite easy to feel a little bit overwhelmed. But the thing we got to remember is that it is just a Boeing, okay? It is a Boeing. And we've flown 737-700s study level, the PMDG. We've flown the 737 MAX. We've flown the 787 yesterday or on our last video. And they're all Boeings. This is just another Boeing, okay? So just think of it as another 737. And just don't feel overwhelmed. Because all the autopilot functions and everything here are basically the same, okay? Basically the same. And we're going to use the autopilot most of the time to get from A to B. So we'll set that. We'll do everything basically the same as we do in our 737 and our 787, what we did yesterday. We're going to draw on that experience. Hopefully it'll be enough to get us from A to B. Let's get some clearance here. Request clearance.
Atlanta clearance delivery Jet-in 112 IFR to Tampa ready to copy.
Jet-in 112 is cleared to Tampa Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 27 right climb and maintain 8,000 feet.
Okay.
Departure frequency is 125.65 squawk 7023.
Maintain 8,000 feet. That's what she wants. So we will bring our altitude here down to 8,000 feet.
Jet-in 112 cleared to Tampa Airport is filed. Takeoff runway 27 right climb and maintain 8,000 feet. Departure on 125.65 squawk 7023.
Jet-in 112 readback is correct. Contact ground on 129.27 when ready to taxi. Good day.
Our engines are all going. Looks like all our engines are going. So that is good. We're doing everything the lazy way today. Just to test out, see how we go. Throttles. Let's test my throttle here. Here we go. Throttles. Throttles are okay. That's all good. Now, control surfaces. There should be a button we can switch over one of our displays for that, but for today let's go outside and we'll do it the quick and easy way. Just check our control surfaces like that, our rudders at the back, check everything. Okay, so that's all good. We've checked our reverse thrusters. Let's just have another look here. Yep, there we go. Reverse thrusters are good. I think we're okay to deliver this bit of cargo here. Let's get taxi clearance.
Jet 112 with Kilo ready to taxi IFR.
Jet-in 112 taxi 2 and hold short of runway 27 right using taxiway. Contact tower on 119.5 when ready.
Okay, there's all our waypoints there. Our route. Everything's in there exactly as it is with the 737 MAX and the 787. So we don't need to be intimidated by that. The FMC, everything is the same. So we're all good. There's all our routes. Next page. It's very, very much like the 737 MAX or the 737-700. So that's all good there. Right, so let's confirm our taxi clearance.
Taxi 2 and hold short runway 27 right using taxiway cross runway 27 left cross runway 27 right Jet-in 112.
40, 30, 20, 10.
Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed that flight hauling heavy cargo. Now, it was pretty quiet. There was no talking. I realized after the video when I did the editing today that the microphone wasn't working. Oh, no. Many of you are celebrating and saying, whoopee, we didn't have to listen to that idiot yabbering away for the whole flight like a clown. And I understand where you're coming from. But anyway, some videos are like that. The people just don't talk. They're completely silent, like the old videos when way back in Charlie Chaplin days, 80 years ago. No talking. Silent movies, we used to call them. Well, I mean, we used to call them. I wasn't alive back then. But, remember, some videos are like that. Do you like that? Do you like seeing the flight with absolutely no talking? Or do you like a bit of banter and a bit of commentary? Let me know in the comments. But anyway, I love that flight. The 747 is easy to fly. It's smooth as ice, easy to control. And don't worry, have a go at it. The autopilot is the same as the 737-700 or the MAX or the 787. So just take off, go to that autopilot, do the things there, and the plane basically flies itself. It's as easy as pie. And then when you see the runway coming up ahead of you, turn off all the autopilots and the throttle. Make sure you turn off the auto throttle. And then just bring your throttle down and just control the speed with your throttle. You want to come in for a landing around about 150, 160 knots, full flaps. The plane moves rather sluggishly and slowly, so you feel you've got plenty of time to sort of line up the runway nicely. When you take off, give it full power, and you want to rotate around about 160, 170 knots, I think. And depending on your payload, but with a normal load of passengers, you would rotate probably around about 160, 170, about 170 I think. But have a go at it. It is great fun, and let me know what you think in the comments. Hi to all the new subscribers. Hope you enjoy the channel, and stay safe everyone. I'll talk to you on the next video. Ciao.